Hello everyone, this is Ronald, and I guess this is the second episode of Ronald Rambles. And today's topic will be a pretty sad one. So, my aunt and my uncle used to have three dogs, and I was really fond of them. Um, like I really did share a bond with them. One of it was a Pomeranian, another one was a Lab, and the third one, I don't really know much about the breed, but it looks slightly like a German Shepherd. So, like the in my aunt's family, they only loved the Pomeranian because it's a cute and all. I loved the Labrador, and so I'm sorry if I'm making pauses, but so they loved the Pomeranian, and the other two dogs, they were actually like guard dogs, so they wouldn't really let them in the house. They would just they're just left to guard the house. I mean, it's not like they're kept in cages. They're I mean, their house is pretty big. They have a pretty big compound, so there's a lot of space for them to run and all. So okay, back to topic. I really like the Labrador and all. And a few years ago, the Pomeranian died, and it was pretty sad. But it was a really peaceful death. She died by old age. She was just like sleeping, and one day she just let out her last breath. So it was pretty sad, but at least she died in peace. A few years later, the Labrador died. Apparently, every Sunday, my aunt's family goes to church, and every morning they feed the dogs bread. And usually, the dogs will be really excited to eat the bread. But on that one Sunday, the Labrador wasn't really eager to eat the bread. He ignored it. So my uncle got a little bit suspicious. He thought that the dog was sick, and he decided to take it to the vet after attending church. But when he came back, it was too late. The dog was already frothing at the mouth, and then he died. It was really sad for me because I really did like the dog. I was the only one who played with him, you know. And the third one, it was still alive. It was still going pretty strong. But this morning, I got news. I even made a community post about it. This morning, my aunt told me that it had passed away, and unfortunately, this dog's death was the worst of them all because few months ago, somehow, I mean, yeah, somehow he got an infection on his genitals, and it was the most like graphic thing to look at. Like maggots were eating at his genitals, it was really disgusting to look at, and I was really sad and I was scared as well. I was thinking like, oh shit, he's the last one. I don't want to lose him as well. But then a few days later, the doctor had to castrate him and all, remove his scrotum. So I thought that he'll be okay now. Few weeks later, I heard that he somehow got out of the house of the compound, and he was running about in the streets, and when they found him, he apparently, I don't know, he fractured his back or broke his back, I don't know, but once they got him back home, he couldn't walk. Like his two back legs couldn't move, and it is really sad. Like they had to try to force it to walk, and it just like it wails in pain. And when they leave it alone, it's still like like still shouts in pain. And then I saw it in pain, and then the next day, next few days, which is today, this morning, when I when I'm like barely awake from sleep, my aunt calls me and she says that he has died. And I I don't really feel like that. Like, I'm not really crying, but it's just that I feel really, really sad. Like, come on, man. Like, my parents don't really allow us to have pets because my house is pretty small. So, like, if I had a pet, it would be the Labrador that my aunt and uncle has, and also the third one. Like, those three dogs are like considered as my pets as well. Uh, Now they're all gone. So I don't know, man. I don't know if they are going to get another dog. Would be nice if they did though, but it wouldn't be the same, man. It really wouldn't be the same. I miss them. Like, every single time if we eat, if we have lunch or whatever, if the menu has chicken in it or mutton, I would always take the bones and I would give it to him, to the dogs. Now, mm, and like I'm the type of guy to stay in the house, but when I'm staying at their house, I usually go out to play with the dogs and all. I just feel really, really sad, man. Especially because the third one, he died in pain. That's horrible to think about. Hmm. Okay, I guess this is Ronald Rambles, episode 2, a pretty sad one. I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever I make. Take care and have a good one.